If you're good, you play. If you're not good, no matter where you come from, you don't play.
Arsene Wenger's philosophy is straightforward enough. Ability and attitude are all that counts, and there are no borders or boundaries in his search for talent. The first team squad boasts players from 18 different nations, 4 separate continents. It's a wonderfully diverse mix of players.
There's 2 ways of thinking in England. One way is to say, listen, we have too many foreigners and we have to kick them out and to get our English players to play. There's another way to say, we have a fantastic luck with the best players in the world under our eyes. They came all here. Let's see how we can produce the same quality in our education and get these kind of players out and get them as well to play at that level.
Arsenal's scouting network spreads right across the globe and is the envy of every other football club. And in Southeast Asia, the club is making groundbreaking progress in trying to find new players and developing commercial links.
To develop the Arsenal name, you have 2 ways to do it, is to make a tour and take money and take advantage of your popularity, or have a real exchange of our technical knowledge, and we could be paid back by scouting some special talents who exist in the country.
Just outside of Bangkok and away from all of the hustle and bustle of Thailand's capital is the calm oasis of the Arsenal JMG Academy. This facility accommodates young players between the ages of 12 and 18 who've been specially selected because of their outstanding talent. And it's not just about football.
Intelligence, technical quality and the spirit of the play, you know. And we try to teach them respect through the education we give them in these schools. It is basically, we teach them the values that team sport can teach people. And respect your opponent, be fair, try to have a positive play, behave properly in life. We give them school lessons as well. So we try to educate them properly, like everybody should do it.
So the philosophy is to make a good human being and also high-level professional football players. So we focus on the 2 sides. I mean, education is very important, football is very important, and they will learn to speak English, learn to speak French. Also on the other side we have a sport education. They play 3 hours a day, so they're quite sure when they finish the program at the academy they can play normally 99% in the Premier League in their country.
Monitoring player development on behalf of Arsenal is a man who'll be familiar to fans, having made over 100 appearances for the Gunners during the 90s and having scored the odd goal or 2 along the way.
It's gone past Anderson. What sort of cross can he put in? There's a goal for Arsenal by Morrow!
I'm delighted to be back at the club. I left back in '97 and I just returned a few months ago after a long stint in MLS in America where I was head coach at FC Dallas. Basically I look after the technical aspect of all of our international partnerships and the academies that are attached to those. We come in and we try to lend as much technical expertise as we can to the program so that hopefully in some degree they're following the coaching philosophies that we have at Arsenal. They're training like professionals every single day, exactly like the young players at the academy back in London, so that they've got all those good habits, and hopefully they make the right progress as they progress through the academy, and at some point we may produce 1 or 2 players who are ready to step straight into the academy at Arsenal.
We have Stephen Moreau who checks the quality of teaching, quality of the players, and if 1 or 2 is a better level to join Arsenal, he will join us. That's the thinking behind it.
We're starting to see some players who are perhaps ready to come over and spend a few weeks training at Arsenal to see how they fit into that culture and that environment as well. So I would say that there's certainly 3 or 4 players here who are doing well enough to come and train at our training ground for us to have a closer look at.
Arsenal's partners JMG have a successful track record. Their founder Jean-Marc Guillou, a longtime friend of Arsene Wenger, helped transform football in Ivory Coast, setting up the academy which produced current Arsenal stars Emmanuel Eboué and Kolo Touré.
This academy have brought me the love of football. The quality of the work was amazing. and they teach us to love the job first, you know, and it's not about money, because when we was there, we never think about money. We was thinking about enjoying ourselves on the pitch.
It was very, very special for us, because when we go there, you know, we got the opportunity to play because of they helped me a lot. So I was very happy, you know.
They teach you to be a man, you know, like respect the others as well, and have some discipline in your life. And I think that's really, really helpful defender.
That academy was very important for us. You know, now I say thank you God, because I feel very well, and I'm happy, you know, to be here.
It's a buoy! It's 4-0!
I had some great memory, and I think that's my best time in my life, I think. And I will never forget about this academy defender.
Touré going for it! Oh, what a goal by Kolo Touré!
We got a huge success in Ivory Coast because we got Kolo Touré, Eboué, Yaya Touré, Aruna Dundan, Zokora, Kalou from Chelsea. All those guys are coming from our academy. So it was huge what we did in Ivory Coast. And for the first time, Ivory Coast been to the World Cup. And in the World Cup, 9 of the 11 players came from our academy. This never happened before in the story of the football.
As Ivory Coast has experienced a football revolution, the hope is that the game in Southeast Asia will undergo a similar transformation. As well as Thailand, Arsenal have an academy in Vietnam.
It's a tremendous facility just outside of Ho Chi Minh, a place called Pleiku, and there's a great group of players on that program as well. Great technical ability, and we're hoping that they'll grow physically as well, so that they can, you know, adjust to the Premier League a bit more quickly. But you know, I'm very excited by some of the players and talent that we've got there.
There's no obvious reasons why any given country in the world cannot produce a world-class player. But you could say that from Algeria, but just a simple fact that players like Zidane have grown up in France, have benefited from schools, they become world-class players. Nasri is the same. Originally, he was Algerian, but he grew up in France and became a world-class player. Why? Because they had the luck to have a proper football education.
You have good players everywhere in the world. Football is universal. Everybody can play football. It's the way to educate. Now, the only physical aptitude that you need to be powerful. But you can be powerful if you are 1m65, 1m70. The best player in the world, Maradona or Messi, or many of them are only 170. The best players are small. So we're definitively sure that we will bring football players from Asia in Europe. We are convinced that 2 or 3 of those guys can reach the top, so that means can go to Arsenal.
And what impact will that have over here?
It will be unbelievable if one Thai guy go to Arsenal. It will be, you will have 50 million fans here.
Arsenal are already building their supporter base in this part of the world. There's several Arsenal stores in Thailand, selling just about everything any fan could ever need.
Since we established the shop in December 2006, Thai people has been more and more aware of Arsenal. I think it's just like a landmark, you know, like this is the first shop outside of UK. We have another 12 outlets throughout the country. There are 2 types of clients. For the real fan, definitely they have to buy jersey. And the other group, they might buy all those, like, you know, casual wear, which they can wear in all occasions. And the most popular one might be polo shirt and t-shirt.
And do they get as passionate as Arsenal fans in the UK watching the team?
Yes, they do. You know, they have to go to the place like pubs and bar where they also, you know, televise the live match, and they eating, drinking, and watching the game together. Enjoy it.
In Vietnam, fans regularly gather to watch the Gunners play and are just as passionate. There's growing demand in this part of the world, and new commercial opportunities are emerging all of the time.
Vị cà phê độc đáo.